Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another Kickstarter autopsy where I take a look at a dead Kickstarter project and figure out what the heck went wrong. Typically, this is where we do a Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a live Kickstarter project, but today I am always excited to check out these ones. And today we're checking out Oghmu, Age of Discordance. So first and foremost, this name is not a good name. And the reason why is it's going to be really hard to find this in the back end at all. You always need to be thinking about your names. Because if I said, oh yeah, the game's Oghmu, you're going to immediately have to smell it out. So I just always think you want to make your name original and unique and all that sort of stuff. Just don't. Just if you're going to do it, make it easily spellable. Also, looking at the main image, which we can't really see now, I predicted this was going to happen. It wasn't like I was a fortune teller. You launched on Kickstarter. You're not a large publisher. Looking at the main image, I see the box. I see white D6s, which first and foremost, I don't think I would spotlight those. I would use that space for something else. Some things here and there. But the interesting thing is 1.7 thousand hearts. Like, this had a big... Like, they had to feel pretty comfortable with themselves. Like, you look at that, 1,700 people said, yeah, I'm interested. I want to know what this launched. Now, chances are that's probably because there was some sort of fancy bell or whistle that you got on day one, which is a lot of things they like to do on Kickstarter and GameFound, and now Kickstarter's really catching on to that as well. But Oghmu, choose your faction and lead them to victory. Decide the fate of the Galactic Nest. I don't know what that means. Oghmu, Age of Discordance is a fast-paced, dice-driven skirmish game of strategy and luck that simulates the unpredictability and fluctuation of thrilling and heroic combat. So it doesn't sound like you're doing anything unique or different there, based on that. So if you're not doing anything unique or different, I'd put the player link time count age, but granted, once again, I can't really complain about that, actually, now that I think about it, because on GameFound, that is something that you see, yeah, as soon as you click on this, yeah, so it was there. So take that back, not on Kickstarter, but let's get into it. As always with the video, I'm thinking three things. So wow. Look at that. Holy guacamole. This is an absolute just fall on your face. Feel bad for them. 50 backers when you have 1,700. 1,700. That is a gut punch. Whoa. Let's figure it out. Let's go. Oghmu. Oghmu. I like that name. That's you. No one cares. Get to it. Get to it. Get to it. Get to it. A fast-paced... Get to it. Get to it. So we got the guys. So 2 players. Oh, okay. That's... Immediately, it's going to be a hard sell. 2 players, 30-60. It's not the end of the world, by no stretch of the imagination. But, you got a very limited market there. Choose your faction. Oh, wow. So there's 6. Cool. But, like, nothing here. Art. No, don't show me all 6 of them. They all look the same. Yeah. So you're literally just hitting me with artwork and not even theme here. It's just like, oh, here's the different races. Like, this is just straight up artwork. And your artwork's not something that I think you need to be pounding your chest about because it doesn't look amazing. I'm not saying it looks bad. But this isn't something where you really are like, oh, yeah, look what we got. Artwork. Yeah, everybody's got artwork. And yours does. It's not. You get what I'm saying here. There's certain art where you're like, okay, maybe spotlight a little bit more. I don't think this is it. Because it looks fine, but it's not pound your chest fine. Like, we are 40 seconds in, and I am so over this video. Nothing useful or tangible or interesting has happened at all. Like, let's really break it down. You have 1:20. We're going to round it up here. We got 1:20. You got 80 seconds. How much of your time have you wasted on stuff that I absolutely don't care about? Like, literally, this huge chunk here. 16 seconds. The coolest thing you said is, oh, there's 6 factions. Are they asymmetrical? I assume so. But how much time are we wasting here? Yes, Kevin. Kevin gets it. I don't care about your factions. Tell me what they do. Duh. Like, duh. I hate to be mean about it, but duh. Like, if someone's describing a game to you like, oh, there's a faction that's named this, And there's a faction that's the same. You're like, I don't care. What do they do differently? Do they get more wood when they chop down wood? Are they better at combat? Are they more at science? Like, focus on the actual asymmetry of the game. Not that, like, oh, these ones have a slightly greenish tint. Like, this is just so not looking around the room and seeing what industry standard is. This video sunks. I was going to say sucks, but I was like, I can't imagine that this instilled any confidence in anybody. Not to mention you're on GameFound, which once again, if you have to be on GameFound, that's one thing. But otherwise, you shouldn't be on GameFound unless you have specific things going for you. A big designer, maybe a big artist, a big reprint, something. You have to have something. You have to bring your audience here. And I know they thought they did that. They thought they did that with those 1,700 people giving them a heart at the front. That's why it's fool's gold. Don't go to GameFound. Do not go to GameFound unless you have it. I don't know, and what it is varies from company to company to company, but if you don't have it, you're dead in the water on GameFound most of the time. 1,700 backers, pre-launch. You got to feel super comfortable about yourself. But man, this video... Man, and this is why you should check out my Fiverr link down below. Go get yourself a pre-launch video. Go get yourself a pre-launch server where I would tell you very bluntly, this video is terrible. This video is absolutely terrible. This is not even a good video halfway through your page. Like, this video is so uninformative and uninteresting. Cool. They look the exact same with different artwork on the background. How about we focus about something unique in your game? Duh. That's it. Wow. There was a video that I did last week. Somebody paid me to do a Fiverr, and I gave it an F. I gave it an F, and I literally said, it looks like a scam. You look like you're trying to scam people, which is not a look that you want to have. And their video was so much better than this video. Like, this video, you're done. You're done. This is one of the rare instances where I'd almost be like, you might even be better off without a video. Just some really nice pictures. Oh, man. Oh, hell. Oh, hey, look. Finally some stuff that's interesting. Nobody's getting here, though. Here we go. Asymmetry. Show me these. Man, this is a teaser. It is, but this isn't where teasers should go. There's 200 to 300. No, there's more 200. There's 300 games probably on Kickstarter GameFound Backer Kit right now. You can't bring this. Maybe if you're Simon, maybe if you have it, maybe you're Vincent, like, you gotta. And it's just so disappointing because it's just, I feel bad for them. You have 1,700 people pre-launch signed up. You have got to feel incredibly confident in your game and how it's going to go. And then for this to happen, oh my good gravy. Yeah, that video is absolutely terrible. And why does it say 2 to 4? Wait. You said it was 2 players, and now it's 2 to 4. Okay. Then don't put 2 players in your thing. I'm assuming it's an expansion you're going to make me buy. I don't know. 45 minutes, 12 plus, artwork, got it, fast-paced, dicey board game of skirmish battles. So here's the other thing. Simon would have hired a narrator. They would have, at the bare minimum, something. Welcome to Oghmu, the once pure and beautiful Cradle World stuff theme. Don't care. Neat looking, I guess. 6 unique factions. 4 scenic battlegrounds, triggerable and active map elements. That's cool. Epic science, whatever. Deep and immersive gameplay. What's that even mean? What do you mean? Stretch that out. You're just giving me superfluous fluff. High replayability. Great. Game features. When you choose the Covenant of the Dark to become the hunt master of the agile predators of the all-encompassing fog, Jesus Christ, just tell me how they're asymmetry. There we go. At the start of the end of the action, roll 1d6 on a roll of 3+. Hero can swap places with any other hero. That's cool. Only the most cunning can triumph in the fog-created playground of the dark spirits. Streamlined class system. Each faction consists of 4 heroes of varying classes, each with their own set of skills and attributes. Wow! So not only does each faction asymmetric, but each faction has 4 heroes who are asymmetric? This is the kind of thing you should mention in your video. Instead of, hey, look, they look different. Wow. And I don't feel bad. I can't feel bad because this is you not doing your research. Go look at 5 to 10 other popular Kickstarter projects out there and tell me they look like this from the jump. You gotta spotlight your stuff. You gotta emphasize something. Every time an enemy hero dies, cool. So this is good. Some heroes can summon powerful creatures. Whoa, that sounds awesome. I love anytime a game gives me a pet, I love it. Mage Wars, for instance, I love playing as the Beastmaster. When I used to roll with World of Warcraft, I was always a hunter. These are things you need to spotlight. Get me excited about your game. Don't show me pictures of 4 maps that look exactly the same except for, hey, they got different artwork on their grids. It's just, it's so, 2 double-sided game boards. Why do I need 2 double? Why? Why do I need them? Because they're slightly different? Like, are they slightly different? They look the exact same. Oh, that one's got a triangle thing in the middle. So now, when I see this, and I say to myself, why do I need these? Am I going to be using 2 of these at the same time? If I'm using 2 of these at the same time, it's totally different. But if not, I'm like, why do I need to pay for all this extra crap? Also, I'd convert the millimeters to inches. Once again, the majority of people who are going to back this are probably going to be from the United States of America. Are the gray blobs coming? Who knows? 24 oversized hero sheets. So that is 200 by 120. So it's 20 centimeters by 12 centimeters. Oh, no. It's so it's roughly 8 inches by 5 inches. Okay. Oversized summon sheets. Hero tokens. Summon tokens, game tokens. What's the price? Can we just get down to the price? Now, granted, on GameFound, there would be a featured pledge level, but since it's dead, they don't have that there. So I will give them a pass on that one, because presumably I would know what the most popular pledge level is. Unboxing, cool.
Beta, we do make... We're going to, for example, 24. We will...
Okay, fine. Tell me that's not the only video we have, though. Tell me there's a gameplay. Tell me there's a preview. Bare minimum gameplay. The game is played in several rounds. Cool stuff, things. Oh, cool.
Hello, everyone.
Core gameplay loop. Let's look at. So let's look at this. Let's see how many people they have. The view counts on these. 257, 291. Okay. Factions of Oghmu. So now we're focusing more on the asymmetric factions, and those are the 4 different characters in the 4 symmetric. Yeah, I'm just going back to that video, and it's just such a bad video. Like, tell me about this. Hey, this is them. They do something different. Super cool. And each one of them, this is one of these. Like, even if you just teased me, you showed me what one of these 4 did. And they're like, there's 3 more. And it's like, holy crap, that's 24 different characters that I'm going to potentially have. And some of them are going to have pets. You know, that's exciting. The way you presented it, not at all. $55.16, very reasonable price. I'd spotlight that. I thought it was going to be way cheaper. That box is actually really misleading as well. That box does not look like that box in any way, shape, or form. So, annoying? You know, not a deal breaker, but very annoying. This box looks way bigger than that box. Have them be consistent. Because this box, you know, it's just not as impressive. You know, I mean, it is what it is. You want them to look the same. Because especially when I see this box going in. I see this box, I'm like, all right. Slightly bigger, slightly thicker. Then I get to this box and I go, oh, it's like it feels like a little bit of a bait and switch. Really does. Which obviously probably not your goal. It's probably just a 3D rendered thing. But not a good feeling when I go from thinking, oh, it's a larger box to now, oh, it's a smaller box. Can I look at this? Bueller? So I can't even look at it. So it's the core box. So I can't judge that because I don't know how much there was or wasn't there. Taxes, that's it. That's all you got. Wow. So we got a super bare bones one. You need to get this in the hands of some content creators, potentially. You need a rule book. Like, yeah, so let's actually start grading this. I need to read your rule booklet, period. I need to see a full how to play video. Gameplay loop is great. That's great, don't get me wrong. Full gameplay, be nice. Some preview, unbiased preview would be nice. Like, these things that you should know you need to have. These things that the only reason you don't have them is because you didn't put the time end on the front end pushing your boat out to sea. Because you really need to look at this as a massive failure. There is no other way to look at it. You had 1,700 people and you got 50. That's a bad number. It's a bad number. Duh. I mean, duh, of course. That's what, 3%? VAT, prices or rewards without the VAT. So we got shipping. Where's the United States? 32 euros. Jesus. Yeah, that's going to sink you too. Because once again, the majority of people are going to back you are going to be from the United States of America. 9 times out of 10. And the fact that it's 32 euros. Ooh. So now your game is a roughly $94 game. It's like $90. No, I'm out. I'm immediately out. I mean, a $90 2-player game. Not to mention, there's this confusion with it being 2 to 4 players. Not to mention, I'm confused why I need 2 boards, especially when the boards look exactly identical for the most part. There's so many questions I have left unanswered. This feels like a rough draft of your Kickstarter page. It really does. As much as I would love to come in here and pat my chest and be like, yeah, this is why you don't come to GameFound. No, this is going to bomb on Kickstarter too. Like, I don't think switching platforms is going to change a damn thing. This is an incredibly underwhelming Kickstarter page. See, I'm a sucker. I almost completely disregard shipping if it's $25 or less. But I got to look at the whole price. Is that a $96 game? Is that a $90 game to you? Hell no. And with the unboxing video, it's just the extra slap in the face. You need to go figure out how you can make, like, because then I'm like, and when I see such a bad shipping price, then I'm like, well, let's actually look at the game itself. 2 boards. Okay? Fold them up, put them away. Hero sheets, fine, whatever. What are the sheets? This is just all cardboard? I don't even know. It looks like it's all cardboard. Pop out tokens, pop out tokens, pop out tokens, cardboard, 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 cardboard. This should be a really cheap and easy game to manufacture. 2 quick reference sheets. Once again, why is it said 2 to 4 players? Is it because there's going to be a stretch goal that you were going to show off later? Above 25 is bad for a single box, especially for this box. This is an incredibly underwhelming... Like, this is one of those ones where you actually look at what's in the box, you're like, man, this feels like a $40 game. And even if, yeah, like, let's be quite frank. Your price seems terrible. Your shipping seems terrible. Your video feels terrible. You have no content creators touching it, which it's not the end of the world, but it is something that helps you greatly, especially when you're a new designer, a new company, and all these things. Just you can't just convert the currencies. Let's check out the comments, see what other people are saying. I can't wait to see what you guys come back with. I'm staying with you and we'll back again with the next campaign. Thanks a lot. I still want this game. Thanks for working to make it possible. We plan to relaunch in the future. We'll publish the new GameFound page in a few days and you can follow it for updates. Okay, the new pre-launch. How come it got canceled? You can read the details about the cancellation update 10, but basically the campaign did not perform as we hoped. Yeah, gut punch. We plan to relaunch in the future. This is where you need to ask people, what did we do wrong? You need to be self-aware. Your project is not good. Ask people. Why? What do you think we can improve? How can it be better? You had 1,700 pre-launchers, and you got 50. 50 of them. I understand. So hopefully it's in the updates. Hey, we need your help. We kind of screwed the pooch here super hard. The game looks absolutely gorgeous, but I'm really missing here is the rule booklet to download. I have to take a... Hi, thanks for comment. We plan to update it later. Once again, why not at launch? Why not? Don't polish it. Doesn't need to be polished. Throw it up there. Let it get destroyed. Let it get torn down. We don't need graphic design to get done or something like that. Oh. They released a poll. Part of why they canceled. Well, obviously, it's because they knew they were going to fail, too. Like, you can't look at this and be like, oh, yeah, we're going to pull this one out of the end. No, when you... Eeks. It just reeks of not doing your research. And it's just, the further we get into Kickstarter and the longer it stays around, the less sympathy I have. You can't just stroll in here and expect people to drop, $10,000, $20,000, whatever their goal was. 12%, $23,000. Jiminy Christmas! So let's do some quick math here. Let's just say 20. So this is like a $200,000 $200,000 goal? Are you high? What are you doing? You don't need $200,000 to make this game. You need 8? I think 8's reasonable, honestly? Am I doing my math right? I'm doing my math wrong. No, oh, duh. That's because the funding goal was $23,000. Okay. I was like, I was about to poop a brick if I thought they asked for $200,000. Because at that point, if you're asking for $200,000, I believe you are to the point where it's okay to mock. I believe there's a certain point where it's like, dude, what are you even thinking? We all have friends like that. I was that. Like, when I ran for Congress, where it's like, feel free to mock me. Like, I don't have money. I got skeletons in my closet. Not huge ones, but ones you probably don't want if you're running politically. Feel free to mock me for it. But Jiminy okay, so I'm glad they're not asking for $200,000. We are indies like you and feel with you, our opinion experience is what you really need to show more gameplay mechanics. Optional is gyps. And the most important thing, 1 to 2 really good reviewers like Board Game, Totally Tabled, One Shop. And it doesn't even have to be really good people, honestly. You just have to have the videos. Most of the time, don't assume that people are going to get driven to your Kickstarter from these videos. Assume that it's just there to make your game look more credible and showcase it better than you're probably going to be able to do. Just because even someone like me, I've got somewhere completely set up to do stuff like that. No influencers, literally everything. Yeah. Oh, cool. I'm getting to the update. All your best. Hi, thanks for a lot of your comments. It means a lot to us. We won't give up for sure, and we will direct you for some discussion. Your upcoming game, Sirens, Sirens is another one I'm covering too. All right, to offer you more, we canceled the project. We'll start anew in the coming days. So I'm guessing that they're hiding the extra 2-player expansion, and it's going to be a stretch goal or something. Today, we are here with the news on what is next for us in Oghmu. But first, big thanks to all those who pledged and supported us thus far. Let's start with the following. We were clearly unable to deliver on some of your expectations. It shows in the overall performance of the project as well as the recently sent out poll. Here, we also would like to express our gratitude for everyone who left comments and feedback. With that said, we canceled this campaign, but that does not mean it's over. The exact opposite. To be honest, our team has a internal discussion. One thing is clear. We still believe in the game. For that reason, we have created a new project page that will be shared soon to stay in the loop. We are committed to looking at the possible changes throughout the board to make sure we offer you. Here's a suggestion, GameFound. Why can't you make it so that this could be the original page or something like that? Like that they could be interconnected, interweaved. I don't know if people want to do that. It's just an idea. All right. The two things that had me hesitate are, 1, no solo mode. Yep. It's a 2-player game, though, so I get it. And an effective and enjoyable solo mode is the most important thing I look for. It doesn't have to be true solo, but it should allow me to play multiple characters without having to leave the bulk of the content and blah, blah, blah. While watching the video, the game didn't have the luster and color as the campaign's displays. I was hoping, and maybe that's because it's a prototype. A lot of times when you make a prototype, they will not be used on the same machines that they mass produce on. They'll have smaller print run machines, or like where I work, Hero Time Manufacturing, they're actually a lot of times hand assembled. And we'll tell you, hey, the colors aren't going to pop the same. This, that, the other thing aren't going to be the same. Your sizes are going to be different. That's very standard kind of stuff, which once again is something you want to mention in that video, which is why when I have a prototype, one of the things that I always mention when I do a preview or a gameplay video or a prototype, I always say, hey, it's going to look different. It's going to look better when it gets to you. All the fancy bells, all the fancy whistles, the colors, that sort of thing. You always need to mention that. And that's why having a content creator do it is kind of nice. And I'm not, that's only assuming that they didn't do that. They might have. So I'm not going to go through their video because I'm not interested in this game at all. But that's one of those things you should do if you're in that situation and you have a prototype. I was hoping to see the same color richness in the actual game. Maybe it was the lighting that didn't present it. However, I think the art and lore and gameplay looks stunning. I love the names and lore of the factions. You have no doubt caught my attention. We'd possibly make solo mode available, but it's a bit tricky since the base of the game is the two sides are fighting against each other. About the color of the gameplay, the light probably could have been better in real life. The color of the game is very close to what you see on the campaign page, yada, yada, yada. Let's go check out this poll. I'm interested. All right, is it update 9? We got the poll. Where should we do more? Perfect. They did ask. Awesome. Thanks for your support so far, and special thanks to those who've already backed this project. So kudos. To be honest, our campaign, because it's hard to hear. It's hard to hear sometimes exactly why you suck at stuff. And that's not a knock on them. That's just life. It's very important. The older I get, let old man Forrest tell you, it's super important to hear why you suck. And to be open and honest when people are giving you feedback about why you suck. It's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it's a good pill to swallow. Because even if you fix any of it, then you suck less. If you have any other opinions you'd like to share, please add it in the comments section. God, GameFound, I love this. Kickstarter, please steal stuff like this. I'm still considering this back, just waiting for more updates. Yeah, they're very underwhelming, and people don't like to back losers. And you don't have stretch goals, you don't have unlocks, you have this mysterious 2 to 4 player thing, you don't have a solo, you don't have a rule booklet up, you don't have... Yeah, there's just so much you don't have. Like I said, it feels like a rough draft of what your page should be. I followed the project because it was promising, but the gameplay is not what I expected. 17 votes? That's a huge chunk. All right. I'd like to see the board game influence review the game before I did. Look at that! 33%! Holy guacamole! And they got 100 votes? Once again, why I love GameFound. Well, kudos. And I'll vote for him. The shipping cost, Jesus, is it only one? Do I only get a vote for one? Now, you should allow, I don't know if GameFound will let you, but there's multiple things. No. No. Yeah, the core game is 2. Yeah, I'd back ding, 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 those 3. I'd only back it if it would be translated into my language. 9 votes, surprising too. Okay. Exposure, pay money for the content creators. You don't even have to pay money, honestly. There's a lot of them who do it for free. There is, especially if you promise them a fancy copy at the end, bells and whistles and all that sort of stuff, and hopefully actually do it. And oh my gosh, no, I walked around this zoo all day with a huge hole in my butt. Oh my God. Luckily, I have a pair of thermal pajamas under it. I need to throw away these shorts. There's like literally a massive hole in my butt. Okay. I just found that. Sorry. That's the wildness you can see you expect on this channel. I have no problem with your game. The art is gorgeous. It seems interesting enough. However, my usual gaming group consists of 3 players. Yeah, you're going to be up against the gun. Actually, we plan to send an update on this topic to clarify, but let me write it down here. The game can be played by 3 people without a problem. Then make it a 2 to 3 player game. Then don't tell me it's a 2-player game. Like, duh. It's like when I see companies and they're like, oh, there's a solo variant. Then put 1 to X players. Duh! This is why you should click on the link down below and get your Kickstarter checked out before. It's like, I think it charged like $65. And it's just, you did so much good. You had 1,700 people pre-launch. Whatever you were doing there was spectacular. But then, golly. As we described earlier at the starting point, 2 groups are facing each other. Each consists of 4 heroes who can be played in a way that one person controls one of the characters, all the 4 heroes in it, and the other group is divided between the other 2 players. And so it's this, yeah, it's the one where it's like, you can play 2 players on the side. It's fine. It works with some games, but I can't imagine yours is deep enough or robust enough that I really want to share the steering wheel with someone else. I'll give you a great example. I played Twilight Imperium once. We played a 12-player game with, it was 6 players, and there were 2 people controlling each faction. Now that was hella fun. Honestly, that was hella fun. I'd love to do another video of that and just break down the discussions people have about how you're going to... But your game, yeah, I'm having a hard time buying that. I'm going to want to share the steering with someone else. Solo should never be an unlockable stretch goal unless it legitimately is another product entirely added on. Yeah, I agree with that completely. Solo moves the needle. It just does. It is an inarguable fact at this point. There are so many people who, if you don't have that 1-2X, they're done. They don't care. That's fine. And I think it really has a lot to do with the pandemic and people saying, hey, playing solo games, it's not that bad. I personally have fallen out of love with it. I just don't have enough time. But man, I love the idea of solo games. I'm not a big fan of skirmish games, so take my comment with a grain of salt. The originality of the context, there's a lot of words there, does not compensate for what seems to be a relatively classic game. I'd prefer a game which does not try to be original and offer a good implementation of a concept that works well, or a game that goes further in originality. Here it sounds like the original names for otherwise relatively standard concept. I've not looked back at the details. Once again, that sounds like someone really getting into the gameplay weeds and like, it doesn't look that great for me. Just one person to take my feedback with that caveat. I followed the game because the aesthetic looked cool and the world seemed interesting, but the aesthetic also ended up killing my interest in the game because I look at all the different heroes and factions. I really can't tell them apart. Yes, because your video sucked. I hate to be that blunt. You didn't focus on the asymmetry at all. You just said, hey, here's the different characters. They kind of look different. This is the green faction. This is the purple faction. This is the blue faction. Maybe they have slightly different weapons in your hand, but why did you think that was the play? I just can't wrap my brain around this, especially when it sounds like there's a team behind this. Everyone was like, this is the play. This is the... Like, it's like when you see something, you're like, really? That got by more than one person who was like, that's the play? And you could have pushed this back. You could have pushed this back, too. It's like, why did you feel the need to rush it? I don't even know. Higher reward core box. There's information that will come as a core box plus all unlocked stretch goals. Although there are no stretch goals showed in the campaign project, so it's very confusing. Yes. Hi, I admit this is really bit confusing. It is now. We prepared a stretch goals that from unlocks from a level of raised money, but that level is way too high in light of the current situation. So we decided, oh, you had cart in front of the horse syndrome. Get it. I mention that all the time. But you still have to have a little bit of cart in front of the horse. Excite me. Say, oh, hey, once we get funded, and that's what they'll do. The first stretch goal is just straight up getting funded. Then the second stretch goal, hopefully, is a banger. It's not, whatever it is, just get me excited to get to it. Hopefully it's not a huge amount, and hopefully it's something that actually tangibly adds to the game. Whew, man. FAQ, nothing. Okay, final grade. Actually, I do kind of like the artwork. But I still don't think it's the kind of thing where that's your main star of the show. I think the star of the show is the fact you have 6 different factions. Inside of that 6 different factions, you have 4 asymmetric characters that are all wildly different, in theory. So, final grade. Do I want it? Not really. One of the worst videos that I've seen in quite some time. Oh, and this. Why do I need 4 battlefields when they all look the... Yeah. I'm done. It's dead horse. It's horse. The horse is dead, Charlie. I made that up. Do I want it? No. Can you do it? You're first timer, and you don't look like you did a lot of research into what Kickstarter and gamefound projects should look like, what you need to focus on, what you need to emphasize. Like, these are just the most simple of stuff. I bet you a lot of people got excited because this was the video they saw. Yep. And this has 3.5 thousand views, and they're like, cool. This is the teaser, as I think C. Goody said. And then when they got to this, they're like, oh, it's the same video. And it's just... 1640, yeah. Can you do it? I don't feel comfortable. Sorry. Do more research. Look more into what people expect. And it's not hard. It's not hard at all. It's you sitting on the toilet and browsing through Kickstarter projects and gamefound projects. It's not difficult. It's taking notes on like, oh, that's cool. Ooh, that's a good idea. Oh, my game has that. I could do that. And you just didn't. You just didn't. So can you do it? No, I don't feel comfortable. Sorry. Shipping's terrible. Price of the game is not good. It's under MSRP, but when you actually look at the list of components, you're like, okay. And then how much is it? Not good. Not good at all. If I'm paying $100 nearly for this game in the United States of America, which the majority of the people who probably back you're going to be, I need way more. Like, just to put this in perspective, we checked out Mythwind yesterday, which was $96. Now, granted, that's not factoring in shipping, so I know it's a bit apples to oranges, but if you look at the components, like, it's night and day. And I know they're doing a huge print run, and they're very fortunate because they have enough success that they could do a huge print run, and you're comparing apples to oranges at a great deal. But this is what you're up against. This is what you're up against. It's why CMON has screwed everything over for everybody else, because if you don't have enough minis, people say, your price is... like, final grade is... What do I like? Let's focus on what I like. Let's be positive here. You have a quasi-gameplay video. That's good. You have 1,700 people pre-launch. Whatever you did there, spectacular. Actually, okay, once we got into here, and you started to really tell me about what the actual special stuff of the game was, that looked good. And that's what I got. That's what I got. The poll. That's what, yeah, the poll's great. Poll is good. Once again, partially on gamefound, but we're trying here. It's like when I used to be a teacher. Like, because I was in I was in public school classrooms, I was in private school classrooms. You know, there's certain kids where you're like, Jiminy Christmas, I want to give you the benefit of the doubt, and it's just hard sometimes. Like, I know your parents are screw ups, but dang it, it's just like if you're punching kids, it's like final grade is a it's not a scam. It doesn't look scammy. I'd say a D. Graphic designer's worth his money. Yeah, we're nitpicking the nice stuff now. I'd go with a D. Man, that price though, and the unnecessary, like these boards too. Like, I'm trying not to give it a D minus. There's no cards, it's just tokens. That price is so bad, and then when you factor in that shipping, it gets even worse. Yeah, D minus. But the only saving grace is it doesn't look like a scam. Like, it looks like a passion project where they just didn't do enough research. They didn't look around. They didn't. Is it a war game? I don't even know. 2 to 4 players, and then it's weird. It's a weird 2 to 4 players. Like, either D minus. We're out of here. D minus is fair. Yeah, I know. I wanted to go D, but yeah, D minus. Let me know in the comments below what's your final grade for whatever this game's name is. I don't know. Oghmu. The Age of Discordance. And as always, if you enjoyed the content, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below. Quick shout out. In May, there might be 2 weeks where I will not be in a show because I will be in Asia, hopefully. Yeah, sounds cool. Stay tuned for Behind the Corner on that, hopefully in the next few weeks. Bye-bye. Or maybe I could do it from Asia. Ooh.